Hello everyone, and today I am trying a new type of videos. Now obviously it's just another playlist, so I'm still carry on with the Studio Hoppe games, but I just want to try that thing. Now obviously I tried the World of Tanks, which I thought is gonna be good, but it didn't quite work out with my audience, so I kind of scrapped it. But then I think it's a time for me to try again something different, and after a few videos, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna scrap it and I'll try and find something else. But this video or this playlist will be purely stories. There will be no games here, but there will be stories from the people who actually played the game. I mean, we all playing, and they are the people who actually experienced something in real life, in the theme of action, special operations and stuff like that. So I found this very interesting, and I thought I will share that with you. Certainly that particular story is quite important for me because it's I've got this from the particular person, which I'm truly believe that this is actually a real story, even though I don't have any materials, and apparently there is no materials about that story, which intrigued me even more. So before I get any comments from the people who would just say that this is all made up and stuff like that, great, please do say that this is all made up. In fact, I would like to make a statement from the legal point of view, because I don't know what you can, what you cannot say, but officially I would like to say that this is all made up, all for entertainment purposes, and if there is any resemblance to any actual events which happened, which certainly I'm not aware of, it's all coincidental. Okay, so that all happened one day when I was chatting with this guy on the Discord. Okay, and obviously we were talking about the strategies and how we're gonna attack people and stuff like that, and then at some point during the conversation he said to me words like that, and I will be reading this. Also the story will be read from what he gave me, because I thought that will be purely what he told me. Okay, even though some of you may not believe this, but I found this story interesting, and especially the people who were involved in that, wherever they are, if they will see that, I'm pretty sure they well, I don't even know whether they're gonna enjoy it or not, but but nevertheless, this guy says I can post it. The only thing he asked me to not to do is to say who he is. Okay, and therefore I just want to respect that. Now the conversation started from him saying to me, how many people have been shot at by an MI-24 and lived to tell about it? LOL. So at first I thought it was, he was referring to the game, right? But then he told me that it was not referring to the game. It was in fact the place he actually been involved, and that's what the story is about. Now before I go to the actual story, I'd like to also point out that he asked me to keep him out of the picture. Okay, and the reason for that, or part of the reason for that, is, and let me read this. This is exactly what he said. As officially I was never there between 1984 to 1988, and there are no records of it anywhere. The Freedom of Information Act cannot even find anything. Everyone know we were there, but they will never know who the we actually was. This is fascinating. I really like it. And when he gave me this story, you know, I was really thrilled. So let me read the story for you, and that will be end of that video. And if you like it, please give us thumbs up, subscribe, and certainly give me a comment whether things like that will be in any of your interest. I will post a few other videos like that, and after that we'll decide whether we will be continuing with that or whether we're gonna scrap it. Let's go to the story. And just a quick explanation for those who might not know this, and this is important for this story. This is the helicopter MI-24. And this is the Stinger. There was a cave in Afghanistan on the side of a mountain, maybe 50 meters from the valley floor, with a boulder outcrop that partially concealed the opening. A group of Mujahideen rebels were using it as a makeshift command base. We were assigned with delivering Stinger missiles to them for use against the Russian-backed Afghan military and their MI-24 gunships. We were using horses to pack in the crates and made a trek from the east out of Pakistan. When we arrived on the 6th day, the sun was getting low on the horizon in the west and it would be dark soon. About 15 rebels came down the hill to unload the Stingers and take them up to the cave to secure them. I was standing watch and talking to the interpreter when I heard a familiar hum in the air. I could hear a helicopter coming in our direction, but we could not see them. I surmised they were low to the horizon, as this was their revised battle tactic, coming in with the sun at their 6. At this point we knew we had to hustle the crates up the hill to the cave and prepare for an attack. There was no place we could go over the open ground and survive what was coming. The Mi-24s usually travel in pairs and would cut us to pieces with just their rotary machine guns if we attempted to run. As we got to the cave, the first missiles from the gunship hit the outcrop, and the two gunships banked to the north to come back around for a second attack. We knew they would maneuver into a better angle in the northwest to hit the cave opening, as they could not do flyby attacks near the mountain. I instructed everyone to get behind the south side of the outcrop of boulders for cover, praying to God that they would not see us, and realizing they would target the mouth of the cave directly with the next attack. This was difficult in the hurried situation with 24 crates, but life or death causes for extraordinary feats. The two gunships parked to the northwest and began launching missiles into the cave. Only the large boulders protected most of us from the blast that were obliterating the cave entrance. At this point, we were able to get 2 sets of Stingers uncrated and immediately launch the missiles at them. But as they were prone to do after numerous modifications to the MI-24s, the Stingers could not get a good lock and went by the helicopters without striking. This did though spook the pilots. They immediately turned and headed north. I then ordered all crates unpacked post-haste and prepared for firing. As it turns out, my intuition was spot on. The gunships had separated and now were going to attempt to get us in a crossfire from both northwest and southwest. As I didn't think we had much of a chance should they open up with their rotary cannons, I called for another firing at them with 4 of the remaining 22 Stingers. My hope at this point being that at least one of the missiles would hit. The 4 Stingers were all fired at about the same moment, 2 at each target, just as pilots opened fire with their rotary cannons. Seeing the missiles fired must have been the indication to them that their previous missile attack had failed to take out the Stingers, because they bunked widely and departed with haste rather than staying in the arena and chance being shot down. "16 dead, 8 wounded, and I had shrapnel in my leg and arm. We never found out who tipped the Afghan military of the delivery, but it was obvious they intended to destroy the shipment. Of the 18 remaining Stingers, I was later informed that they did bring down some bombers aircraft in other engagements. But as for attacking MI-24s with modified heat signatures, they were not up to the task on that particular day. It is just conjecture that the missiles made them leave. It was more likely a combination of low fuel and the thought of going down in the desert that caused them to abort the air attack. They could also have been low on ammo and didn't want to cross the desert with no defensive weapon. I was just glad to be alive." And that's the end of the story. So, you can say that it was just made up, either by myself, by the guy who told that. But I do believe that it's a real story. When I read this initially, and I'm actually trying to put myself into his shoes in that story, it was actually quite scary, and I never been in Afghanistan, and I never been involved in any of the tasks like this. I mean, I was nowhere near. I mean, the gun I've ever had was, the one in the video from my son, a 3-year-old son. So I can only try to imagine what would have that felt if I was there. It was definitely scary. So for me, it was a great story, and I just wanted to share that with you. Whoever will believe it will believe it. Whoever won't. It's fine either way. But yes, please do let me know whether the video of this kind will be of any interest, and yes, and looking forward to see the comments, and I will see you in the next one.